Hey, we're back in my kitchen and we're using bananas again. I know, but we're making something wonderful. We're making fluffy donuts. You need to have a little donut mold, but these come together and they're starch solution friendly, they're oil free, they're refined sugar free. They're so good, they're so easy. They're a great way to use up your leftover bananas. So let's make some bananas. And you can change up the flavors. I'm making these ones cinnamon sugar, but you could also put a beautiful chocolate glaze on them. You could switch up the vanilla extract and do peppermint. You could put a little cocoa powder in them. Again, use your imagination, but I'm going to give you the base recipe and then we'll go from there. Hey, sorry. Forgot to introduce myself. My name is Vicki-Lynne and this is my channel. So if you're new here, well, welcome to my channel. If you are one of my subscribers, thank you so much. You don't know how much I appreciate you guys. And I appreciate every time you come and watch these videos because I have such a great time showing you these fabulous recipes. I hope you enjoy them. These have been a favorite since I've been kind of testing this recipe out. And my husband still can't believe that, one, they're vegan, two, that they're light and fluffy and delicious all the time. The only problem with them, they make this makes about 6, mine sometimes makes about 7. The only problem is that they're really best on the day that you make them, to be honest. They're not too bad the next day, but you could always throw them in the air fryer for actually a couple of minutes on the second day just to kind of crisp them up a little bit, but just so you know that. Anyway, so let's get making these great fluffy donuts. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to mash 2 bananas. And it just depends on the size of your banana. You could also make it with just 1. I like the extra banana flavor. And so you're just going to mash that. And you want to mash it pretty well, but you can still leave a few little lumpies. And again, these come together so quickly. So preheat your oven before you start mashing your bananas because you need it at 350. And then we're going to add all of our liquid ingredients into this mash, which is pretty simple. And don't worry, the recipe will be down below, guys. We're going to add some maple syrup. So there is some sugar in here, but it's just maple syrup. It's from a tree. I'm adding vanilla. But again, you could add almond, you could add peppermint, whatever you want. We're adding in some nut butter. This is going to be almond, but you could use peanut butter. I've used sunflower butter if you have allergies to nuts. And then the last of our wet ingredients is going to be some plant-based milk, and I'm using almond, sticking with the almond theme here. But you could use soy, macadamia, heck, whatever you have, rice. And you're just going to want to make sure that that all gets incorporated. Now, don't blink your eye because we're almost done. I know, hard to believe. The last thing is just adding into our dry ingredients. So we're going to, like with anything else that we cook, we're going to have some salt. I'm adding some cinnamon, baking soda, baking powder, and then flour. We are going to sieve our dry ingredients on top of our wet, and then our baking powder, everything. Make our donuts lighter and fluffier, and just make sure we get everything out. There we go. And then just gently mix that until it's together, and you get this wonderful batter for your donuts. There's different ways of filling your tray. So there's different ways of filling your tray. You could use piping bag, but honestly, guys, I just use a couple of spoons and I just go around just like that, and fill the cavity of your donut. And then you can kind of just give it a swirl, make sure it's all. And then, so we filled them up. And now they're going to go into the oven for about 15 to 18 minutes at 350. Now we're just going to make our sugar coating, which is super simple. We're going to use about a half a cup of vegan white sugar. You could use cane sugar if you'd like. And then about a teaspoon of cinnamon. And you're just going to mix that. And then just set that aside. So we're taking our donuts out. You want to take a toothpick and just check them. If it comes out clean, then they're all set to go. These ones seem to be perfect, so we're going to let them sit. Since I didn't grease my silicone, my silicone things, sorry. I'm just going to let them sit for about 5 minutes to cool down a little bit on the rack, and then I'm going to take them out nice and gently. Just because I didn't oil them, because I'm trying to obviously not use oil, they're a little more delicate to take out. But if you're not watching your oil, you can spray yours, that's fine. So we've let them cool for a few minutes, and now what we want to do is we just want to kind of manipulate the silicone so that we can pop them out. And then you're just going to want to gently go around. And then just go around and pop them all out. And sometimes you might have one that crumbles. And sometimes you can just, so, if you want to use a little bit of grease or a little spray, always better. Those are not coming out like they usually do for me. There, that's better. There we go. Operator error. Okay, so now we're going to take our donuts. They're still a little bit warm, and we're just going to toss them into the cinnamon sugar. You can go around the edges if you want. Now, if you want to get fancy dancy, you can melt some chocolate chips. Drizzle some chocolate chips over this, or even do a chocolate drizzle, and there you go. Oil-free, vegan, and you could also use gluten flour, or gluten-free flour, sorry. In this recipe, it does swap out quite well for it. I hope you guys give these a try, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. See you in the next one.